Hi everyone and welcome back. We're going to start the day with some wise words from Rabjab. I knew you couldn't manage anything on the spot. I love that. What? Hi everyone and welcome back. I just did a members video that shows this bike mocked up again with all of its panel work on. The members are probably a week or two in front of you. That means they see the a lot of this stuff a week or two before you. So if anyone has got the spare money, it's $2.99 a month. There isn't many benefits to being a member of the channel. You get your name, you get a little icon next to your name, and you get to see some slightly earlier videos at times, but of course it helps the channel out. Please don't join if you haven't got the spare funds. If you have and you think it's a good cause, please do join, you know. I think we have 12 members at the moment. We've had 12 members for about 6 months, and it's really lovely having the members. So yeah, if you want to join that, please do. Today, what have I got? I've got the intake pipe there that I think might work on these carbs. It's a little bit big. I've got Dylan behind me with his CBF 125. He wants to change his rear brake pads, and I want to, if I find the time this weekend, I want to have a look at John's bike, see what went wrong there, because one of the cylinders isn't firing. It could be that a push rod's come off, or that I've done something wrong on the valves, or one of the valves has come off because I didn't do the collets properly, or something. Could be anything at this stage, so I want to have a look at it. And finally, I bought a brand new carb for the DNA 125 that actually fits. It's the right size, right fitting, right carb for the right model. Probably a Chinese carb, but still not the cheapest out there, and I hope that bike will run a lot smoother with it. So I'm hoping that carb turns up today because it's Saturday, so that I can play with it tomorrow. So guys, look, we're looking at these pads. Now they have kind of crumbled at the edges, so we've lost quite a lot of contact here. This side's not too great as well, so these well worth changing. Plenty meat in the middle, but I think worth changing, worth cleaning it all up so it doesn't seize and it feels nice and smooth, and chucking it in. Dylan bought a brand new one with him, so you'd be nuts not to chuck that in. What I've done this time is I've kept the cush drive and everything to the side, so the wheel is still kind of on, and I just pulled this out this way. I think that's absolutely the easiest way to set this up. Otherwise all the cush drive falls out and you have to mess around with that. So yeah, let me well, actually there's not much for you to see. We've got Rabjab's KTM and the R125 in the background. We've seen the R125 before. We changed all the panels on it. So we've got a nice range of bikes here today. Actually, it'll be a nice picture. So all that's done, but I need Dylan to go and take it for a run. You just can't feel the travel like this on the bike. You have to spin it, and there's so much adjustment in there now. It can be a bit tighter or a bit looser with no issues at all. So this is roughly what it's going to look like. It is close to 34 there, and this is 35 inner, but it does sit a bit looser than I'd like. Which might be a good thing. I need to get a clamp for it, but yeah, so ultimately it's going to be like that. In fact, let me go and find the filter and see if I can mock it all up. So last time we looked at the Triumph, right hand side didn't appear to be running as well as the left. It wasn't heating up anywhere near as quick as the left. I was dead set one of the push rods has probably come off. But I've just spun the engine over on all 4 valves are still working. Definitely got spark on that side, but I do want to try a couple of things soon. I want to swap the plugs and the leads across just in case the problem moves with it. Although I think I might have one more plug to try, but when I take it out it is sparking, you see, so I'm shocked as to what's going on here. My one thought is, if it was out of timing with the strobe gun here, could that affect one side more than the other to the point where it's running like this? That's a question I've got for you guys, anyone watching. My guess is not, because it's a parallel twin. It uses a wasted spark system, I believe. So actually, they're just sparking at the same time. It wouldn't make sense to me. And what can be causing this? Let me show you it. All valves functioning, just so that you can have a look. Right, so Rabjab, turn this for me. That way, just nice and slowly.
This way.
Nope, down. Yep, just nice and slowly. So, yeah. Yep. So look, yeah. Keep going. So we look good on there. Push it, push it, push it. It didn't come off. It's compression.
No. Oh. I can hear it, look.
Yeah. So good. And then this one should follow. There you go. Yep. Keep going, Roger. Keep going. Oh, actually, let's watch it. Let's just make sure everything looks. Go on, carry on. Right, and carry on, Roger, so we can check the rear.
It don't sound right. It's...
That's compression. It's called compression. It's normal. That one looks good, and then the last one over there.
Okay, that's it. That's
no, keep going, keep going. You got one more. Look, there you go. Keep going. Keep going. How have you run out of energy turning the engine over by hand once? Look. And there, stop there. So all valves intact, all valves working, all valves. I don't know. I'm at a loss here. What I am going to look at is.
John, just sell this bike.
I just said John, sell the bike. What I'm going to look at is the valve settings, just in case I'm out, but I'm not. I mean, it's stone cold. As far as I'm aware, the valves are set spot on, but I'm going to take another look at that. If anyone can think of anything I'm missing, please do let me know. But I do think swapping the coil leads over is a good idea, and swapping the plugs over is a good idea. And then tomorrow or Monday I'll fire it up and we'll just check to see if the issue followed. Ideally, if we have a slightly bad plug or something, that's the quickest, easiest solution. That's kind of what we want. Another question for you guys. When I come to strobe lighting the bike, this is top dead center, this is 38 degrees, okay? So if I put the line on top dead center and then mark 38 degrees on the wheel here, am I then timing the new mark to this, or am I timing the 38 degrees back to here when I'm strobing it? I'm really curious about that, because online tutorials aren't quite, they don't make it clear. So I know we don't want to time top dead center to top dead center, but do we time 38 degree to 38 degree or 38 degree to top dead center? Please let me know in the comments. Anyone who knows me knows that I really don't like Gileras anymore, but when they first came out, Gileras were the bikes to have, and I regularly had Gileras. Mainly the 182 strokes, because they were 1800 quid from factory, and my god, they were fast. I know. Anyway, I don't touch DNAs generally. I've had 3 or 4 in 10 or 15 years, because the parts aren't available. Now last week with Steve's bike, I did as much as I could to it, and then I was running it, and it's just not smooth enough, even though it runs and rides. And I did a lot of research, so much research, hours, days actually, trying to find the alternative. And I didn't want a slide carb. They're just too hard to tune on the DNAs. The DNAs, I've seen people spend days, weeks trying to do it. Unless you spend, you know, 350 quid on a really good one that's really finely tuned. So I searched and searched and searched, and I come up against this. And this is a diaphragm 30mm intake carb. Now, I haven't seen these before. I think these are for leader engines, which is actually what the DNA's using, a leader engine. And I think they were for the old GTS 250s maybe, or at least you could change to this. But anyway, this is a 30mm intake on this side, 50 on that side. This is the right size carb to fit Steve's DNA over in the background over there. I spent another couple of days researching this part here. Now, look at it. I mean, it's just, I swear, everything you find online just says suction port. It just doesn't tell you. Now, I've seen equivalents of this in the past, or I had a really vague memory of something similar to this, but they were down on the side. And basically what it was when it was down on the side was just a tiny bit of extra as you got to the higher revs, or, you know, more input. The diaphragm, there's a tiny little diaphragm in here, like a suction pump would be, and it would suck up and it would let just a little bit more fuel through, and I think that's exactly what this is. So I think I'm probably going to try it without and then capped, and then I'll probably somehow splice in a suction line from the suction line system. Secondly, here, if you're ever wondering what this port is, I believe this is the water jacket, because some bikes, the water goes around the carbs. Now, I'm going to try and use the one from the original carb over there on here, because these ports are a little bit thin for my liking for water circulation. I think they're thicker on the other one. So that there's no issue there. That does not go into the carb. It is literally this, and it's bolted onto the carb. Unless I'm very wrong, and on this occasion it does circulate the carb. But I don't think it does. I will pop that off and have a look. And apart from that, everything else is the same. That's, of course, the automatic choke. The other thing I'm not sure about is, will our throttle cable system work on this, or will the new one, or will the old one transfer over? I'm not sure. But ultimately, we've got a brand new carb to try on the DNA. So that for me is a game changer, because if this works on this bike, I will be tempted to pick up a couple more DNAs and do a couple more projects. The other thing I really strongly looked into was fuel pumps. So like the DNA has a black one on the bottom, it's an old kind of popular fuel pump. It's black, it's circular, and it has 3 inputs. One's a suction, one's fuel in, one's fuel out. They use them on lawnmowers and everything. And I looked them up, and there's so many cheap fakes on the market. And then I found a Mikuni one. And I saw someone doing a test online, and the Mikuni one was so much more powerful and better. So actually, I found the parts to take an old DNA that's not running and make it run again, I think. The jetting in here, as far as I'm aware, was the same. I remember checking. I felt it was the same, so I don't think we need to mess with jetting on here. So that's what we're going to see. I'm going to pull the DNA out. It's got loads of access to change the carb. I'm going to pop the old carb off, put this on, and just see if we even get an idle and any kind of throttle response at this stage. And then I'll kind of look at what I'm going to do here, because I need to split. I need some sort of splitter to pull a suction line from from that bike, because at the moment it uses suction from the manifold to pump the main fuel pump. So I need to split that suction up to here as well. Complex, weird, but there's no videos online of this, so I thought I'll do one. And I'm going to do a very quick short now, just to throw it up so that anyone who's looking into these bikes will know kind of roughly what they do.